On this day, December 9th, history didn't tiptoe in. It stomped through the door with revolutions, assassinations, Nobel Prizes, and the kind of geopolitical drama that makes world leaders lose sleep. In 1851, France watched democracy get punched in the teeth when Louis-Napoléon Bonaparte, nephew of the big Napoleon, pulled off a coup d'etat. He dissolved parliament, seized power, and later crowned himself Emperor Napoleon III. Turns out the Napoleon complex runs in the family. In 1893, women in New Zealand made world history when they voted in a national election for the first time. While most countries were still arguing whether women could handle politics, New Zealand said, "Grow up," and set the global pace for women's suffrage. In 1941, while America reeled from Pearl Harbor, the Japanese army launched the Battle of Hong Kong, attacking British, Canadian, and Indian forces. The defenders fought like hell, but the city would fall by Christmas, one of the first ground campaigns of the Pacific War. In 1961, Tanzanian leader Julius Nyerere became the first prime minister of independent Tanganyika. His rise marked a huge step in the sweeping African independence movements, shaking off European colonial rule. In 1968, the United Nations adopted the Convention on the Elimination of Racial Discrimination, officially declaring racism a crime under international law. Sadly, humanity still hasn't finished reading that memo. In 1987, the First Intifada erupted in the Palestinian territories, a massive uprising against Israeli military rule. What started with protests and civil resistance ignited one of the most influential and painful chapters in modern Middle Eastern history. In 1992, American troops landed in Somalia as part of Operation Restore Hope, a humanitarian mission aimed at famine relief. It would eventually spiral into urban combat, including the infamous Black Hawk Down battle the following year. In 1993, South African leaders Nelson Mandela and F.W. de Klerk were jointly awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for dismantling apartheid, a rare moment when political courage actually beat hatred. In 2019, Finland elected Sanna Marin as prime minister at 34 years old, the youngest serving head of government in the world at the time. Proof that sometimes the next generation steps in and actually gets things done. December 9 doesn't give you one theme. It gives you revolutions, rights, wars, peace, and everything in between. If you enjoyed this trip down the rabbit hole, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Smart History for Dumb Times.